I'm talking about the six pack trap today. Maybe you've heard the phrase abs are made in the kitchen, one of the most famous and overused fitness sayings out there. Abs are made in the kitchen. You probably heard it. Maybe you've even said it. I'm sure. I am sure. I'm 100% sure that I have said it. And I'll admit there's a grain of truth to it, but I'm going to explain to you why. A lot of fitness advice, it gets boiled down into these catchy little slogans. And this one can do more harm than good if we're not careful, if we don't take a look at the bigger picture. So let's break it down together. But before we dive in, have you subscribed? Have you rated? Have you reviewed the show? Have you dropped a comment for me? If you have, I am so grateful to you. You are one of the wonderful, beautiful people that is helping to keep the Begin Within Health show in the top 5% of all podcasts. And I would love for it to get even better. So, if you are watching or listening and you haven't yet subscribed, rated, reviewed, dropped a comment, please do. Especially if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, that's a big one. I love you for listening on Apple Podcasts. But what I need you to do, please, 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 is go to the show page, leave a rating, 5-star rating, and then write just a really quick review about what you enjoy about the show. We're talking about nutrition today. And one of the things that for me has been huge over the years, and we have discussed it here many times, is the value of protein. Getting enough protein in your diet is super important. And I am always looking for ways to add more protein in. It's healthy for us, it influences how long we can live, how healthy we will be, and of course, taking care of our lean mass. It helps to support weight loss as well. But if you are like me, as you look for ways to add in protein and you've tried to do it, there's a challenge because there are a lot of protein supplements, protein bars out there that taste terrible, for one. And if they don't taste terrible, you can look at the label on all of them and find out that they are just basically a whole bunch of chemicals that do include some protein, and it's debatable about how much of that protein your body can actually use. Some of them are just basically candy bars, those protein bars that are out there. So, how much are they really supporting our health? Are they making us better or are they making us worse? Now, the reason I'm talking to you about this is because I have a snack that we love at our house that delivers 32 grams of delicious, healthy protein. It is real whole food. It's the equivalent of a 6-ounce steak in a tiny package, something that you can take along, throw it in your gym bag, have it with you in your purse all the time, ready to go. I'm talking about the convenience of Joburg meats. We have had those guys on the show before, and I absolutely love their product. They're coming out with new flavors now. So if you haven't tried it, I encourage you, give it a try. These guys spent 18 months working with the USDA to bring this product to the market. And it might be the best snack that the planet has ever seen. Grass-fed beef, sea salt, apple cider vinegar, and some simple spices. Those are the ingredients. You got to try it. I think you're going to love it. I do. So what I need you to do is you can go over to beginwithin.fit/toolkit. That's where I've got a whole bunch of different products that I use all the time. Workout equipment as well as nutrition products. They are there for you. You can just click the shop now button by any of them. Joburg Meats is up toward the top for a reason. Check it out there. And then when you go over to their site, if you use the code NATE15, you're going to get 15% off your order. 15% discount on all of their products. Do it. Try it. You are going to love it. You are welcome. Now, getting back to our nutrition topic here, this phrase, abs are made in the kitchen. I'm tearing it apart today. I'm kind of decoding it for you. Here's what the saying is good for. Here's what it gets right. Let's acknowledge why this phrase exists. It's there for a reason. And it does get something right. When people talk about abs being made in the kitchen, what they usually mean is that you can't see your abs unless your body fat is low enough. And for most people, that is heavily influenced by nutrition. What's happening in the kitchen, right? That's what the phrase means. If you weren't sure, now you know. But you probably already knew that. And that part is true. You can't just do crunches all day if your nutrition doesn't support fat loss. It's not going to help your abs, okay? In terms of how visible they are, at least. And no amount of core training is going to make up for poor nutrition choices. No amount of core training, crunches, twisting, whatever it is that you like to do. We're not here to talk about the best way to train abs today. Of course, I have my own ideas after being a trainer for so long, but no amount of core training is going to display those abs, get them out there for the world to see if the nutrition is not locked in as well, right? Imagine we're doing crunches, but then most of the diet is highly processed foods, irregular eating patterns, just all over the place, going out to eat, fast food, all this stuff. No effort put into nutrition, but tons of effort in the gym doing crunches. I'll tell you what, absolutely, right? That's where this phrase came from. Abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym, right? That's the other part of the phrase. So I get it. The point is nutrition matters. Yes. And of course, I agree. You know that. I believe nutrition is super, super important in order for us to be healthy, in order for us to be fit. But here's where the phrase falls apart. First of all, it reduces fitness to appearance. It promotes the idea that visible abs equals success. But here's the thing about abs, a lot of abs is genetics, a lot is lighting. And then, of course, body fat percentage, not necessarily strength, not necessarily function, and not health. Some people can eat decently and they have abs visible, right? Others might eat very, very carefully. They might train consistently, and they might never get that like shredded, just ripped look, especially women in midlife when hormonal changes are naturally having a strong influence over how much body fat they have. And here's another little factoid for you. We've addressed it before here on the Begin Within Health show as well. Most of the abs that you see, if you see any, and I'm talking about, oh man, people at the beach, people flexing, whatever, movies, magazines, if you see them, if they're real at all, by the time you see the picture in your feed online, it's a lot different in reality for that individual. I can almost guarantee you. What I'm trying to say is it's a snapshot in their life, a picture. But the way that individual looks does not last forever. And again, we've addressed that before here on the show. Something we haven't addressed a lot is that fitness does not have to equate to appearance. That is not what fitness is all about. And that phrase, abs are made in the kitchen, really, for me, it reinforces the fact that fitness for many, The whole process is about how someone looks rather than about how their body works or how healthy they are. Fitness is not about how your stomach looks. It's about how strong you are. It's about how well you move. It's about how energized you feel, how good you feel. And honestly, you can be incredibly strong. You can have a very functional core without a six pack showing or without showing off your six pack all the time. It doesn't have to happen. We could still be healthy without it. This is not about showing off. Here's another problem I have with that phrase is that it encourages the spot reduction theory of fitness. Spot reduction. What am I talking about? The spot reduction myth is the idea that if you get things locked in, then body fat's just going to melt off of your midsection. So this phrase, abs are made in the kitchen, unintentionally, I think, reinforces that spot reduction myth that if you just eat better, that your belly is going to change right away. You're going to make those abs in the kitchen. Fat's going to melt right off your midsection. That's not how the body works. You can't pick where your body stores fat first and last, and you can't pick where it burns fat from first. So abs being made in the kitchen is just as true as saying earlobes are made in the kitchen, ankles made in the kitchen, right? Everyone's body has its own pattern. And for some, belly fat is the last to go. For others, it's the first. Great. More power to you. So, how healthy we're eating doesn't automatically lead to abs that we can see in the mirror. And obsessing over that in order to chase that can create a really unhealthy relationship with food. So let's be honest, that phrase might not be helping us. It might actually be hurting us. And here's another thing about it is that that phrase abs are made in the kitchen. It might overemphasize food while ignoring the rest. Just like that phrase we talked about before, 80% nutrition, 20% exercise, 80% nutrition, 20% exercise. The phrase abs are made in the kitchen overhypes just one piece of the puzzle and it ignores the rest. How healthy we are, our body fat levels, how strong we are, how strong our core is influenced, yes, by what we eat. It's influenced by how we eat. It's influenced by how we train. It's influenced by stress levels. It's influenced by sleep quality, hydration, consistency. It's not just the kitchen. It's also your bed. It's also your mindset. It's also your workouts. It's your lifestyle that influences how healthy we are, how fit we are. So this concept, abs are made in the kitchen, really limits the ability for us to see ourselves as whole individuals and take a look at the real elements that do influence our health and our wellness. Which brings me to my last and final issue that I have with that phrase, abs are made in the kitchen. And I've been tiptoeing around this through this whole conversation. The problem I have with it is this. The real goal for us should not be how we look to other people. It should not be, do other people see my abs? Can I see my abs? The goal is health. The goal is being better, being healthier. It's not about looks. If looks are what we're chasing, this process is not going to work long term for you or for me. So the bigger question is this: why do you want abs? Why do you want a six pack? Is it about what other people are going to see? Is it about some approval that you can get from somebody if they can see your six pack? Like who's Who's going to see that? Well, what approval are you looking for? From who? Is it from people you even know, people you even care about, or that really care about you? Or is it about a feeling that you're chasing, a feeling, for example, confident in your own body? Because if it's about confidence, here's something to consider. Confidence does not come from abdominal muscles, it comes from keeping promises to yourself. It comes from feeling strong. It comes from following through. It comes from building routines that nourish your body and your mind. And you can do all of that, six pack or not. So, abs are made in the kitchen. It's catchy, right? But I definitely don't think that is complete. I don't think that that is a fitness saying that we can hang our hat on, that we can live by. A strong core is built through training. A healthy metabolism is supported by sleep. Your mood, your energy, and digestion are influenced by stress. They're influenced by hydration. And of course, your confidence is built by showing up, not by showing off. And if abs are what we're after, maybe if we're being honest, is that what we're doing? So instead of chasing abs, here's what I recommend. Eat in a way that fuels your body and supports your goals. Strength train regularly. Don't skip your core. I know you won't. Sleep, hydrate, breathe, and recover. Deal with stress properly. And let your progress be measured in terms of how you are feeling. Energy, strength, confidence, not by how you are looking. Please. And I'm going to ask you this. Don't take anything I said out of context here. This is an entire conversation, and I want those that listen to it to be able to benefit from the whole thing. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for showing up, not showing off, and for being somebody who's concerned about real health, real fitness, physical, mental, emotional. That's what good health is going to help us with. And I hope this shifted your thinking a little bit. The next time you hear that phrase, abs are made in the kitchen, I hope that it triggers a little something for you. Hopefully some healthy thoughts and the ability to shift into a healthier way of thinking. If you know someone who's stuck in the six-pack trap, feel free to share this with them. And if you've got comments, you want to disagree with me, you want to carry the conversation on, feel free to leave a comment for me. I'm happy to continue the conversation. I'm going to be back here again in a future episode. And until then, keep taking good care of yourself.